Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Simnaya. Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you are good. So the other day I brought about a couple that called the cops on a black man. Why? Because it's Washington D.C. and they were uncomfortable. And today I am seeing a video of women calling the cops on a black man. What did he do? He did not do anything. But just because they were uncomfortable with him seated in the train, a public transport that they do not own, and then ended up calling the slave patrol. As usual, they came and did their thing. That is to tell you how corrupt some certain things or how mean some things are. If we were people that know their job, they would have asked, why did you call us on this man? What happened? What do we need to do? Why did you call us? No, they came immediately and they want to take him. The man was asking, see, you don't want to know how many people that look like me that left their home that I never got home until today. Maybe they are still looking for them. The way Trey's own happened. And I hope you all know that when what happened to Trey happened, the family heard it on news first. Then the cops came to tell them that it happened in the dorm, only to find out that he was laying. And the lies that comes out of some certain things, it's quite heartbreaking. And this particular one is one of it. It's been happening. Let's get into this video.
Did you see this video where a black writer for the show The Bear had the cops called on him because this white woman didn't like the way he was sitting? Listen to this.
Arrest the one black dude on the train because this white woman said she didn't like the way I was sitting on the train. So you call the police. You call the police to arrest the one black dude on the train. I haven't done anything illegal. I haven't done anything illegal. I haven't done anything illegal. I am sitting on a train, and one white woman didn't like my presence. Resisting what? Resisting what? What are you trying to arrest me for? I was sitting on a train. I was sitting on a train, and you're trying to arrest me for what? Can I not even know what you're trying to arrest me for? Because a white woman is not resisting what? Am I being arrested?
This happened to Alex O'Keefe, who has been a writer on The Bear, and he's also been a speechwriter for people like Elizabeth Warren. And according to reports and Alex's own accounts, he was on a train going to Connecticut. He was sitting minding his own business when she got on and started to complain about the way he was sitting. When Alex refused, she went to the conductor and the conductor called the police. And as they were waiting for the police to arrive, one of the people that was with the old lady told Alex, "You're not the minority anymore." Alex was taken off the train. He was handcuffed and questioned for a while. But then when he reminded them that he was not given a lawyer and that the cops didn't even talk to the old white woman and get her statement, that's when they let him go. And just a reminder, this is what white people do. They weaponize the police this way. There was a time in this country where any white person could tell any person of color, especially black people, hey, go to the store for me. And if they didn't, they could call the cops on a black kid for not going to the store for them. And it seems like we're right back there, that if a black person does not sit up straight, any white person can call the cops on them. And the cops will come and happily oblige. And this is nothing against Alex. He seems like a great person. But I'm talking about people who think that if you're good enough and you do everything right and you're exceptional, that white people will accept you. Alex seems exceptional. But unfortunately, any white person can strip a person of color of all that. All they have to do is call the police and say, he's sitting wrong. And if in any way you're feeling sorry for this old lady, like, oh, look at her, maybe she was confused, maybe she didn't know. No, she knew exactly what she was doing. I'm sure this isn't the first time she's weaponized the police against a black body or any person of color. We still don't know who she is, but doesn't matter because we live in such a fucked up system that anybody can do this. I'm really sorry this happened to Alex. I really do hope he's okay. And I'm just wondering, how and when will we get to the point where white people can't fucking do this to us anymore?
Law enforcement today are nothing more than gang members. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, well, all of them aren't like that, just like you say all white folks ain't racist. But here's the thing. If the ones that aren't racist, aren't corrupt, or aren't bad, don't do anything about the ones that are, then that makes you just as guilty as the ones that are. You cannot sit up here and expect me to keep trying to figure out the puzzle and maze of who is and is not racist, corrupt, and bad, Eventually, just like Muhammad Ali said, I'm just going to end up closing the door to all of you. For black people and brown people, what you need to understand is we have to get to a point where we start to treat them exactly, not only exactly how they treat us, but treat them exactly like the gang members that they are. Treat the racists exactly how they treat us. We can't keep doing this whole trying to take the higher road thing, because as the years have gone by, it ain't gotten no better. As the years have gone by, it seems now, especially with the Cheeto in office, it seems like it's regressing back to a point where they felt the most comfortable. At what point do you decide enough is enough? At what point do you decide, okay, I'm not going to continue to take the high road if you just going to continue to take the low one? And it's real funny that America is only comfortable with black people if black people accept the high road. Meaning, they're only comfortable with us if we accept their racism. They're only comfortable with us if we accept being beneath them.
So the reason I pulled you over is because your tag lights are out on your license plate, alright?
Tag lights are out?
Yes, sir.
You mind if I check?
Afterwards.
So I can't check right now?
Not right now.
Why not?
Because I'm telling you, you can't.
I'm pretty sure it's my right that I can check if you're saying that my light is out.
I am telling you to stay in the vehicle, which is a lawful
For what
order.
reason?
Because I do not want you out of the vehicle right now.
That's not a lawful command.
I am telling you to stay in the vehicle now. Do you understand if you get out of the vehicle, you will be arrested for disobeying?
The European reject only cares about freedom of speech when they feel their right to freedom of speech is being violated. The moon demon, pale-skinned vampire, only cares about political violence when the violence is happening to them. It is 2025. Y'all need to stop asking these same questions they've been validating over and over again for you. These people are not your friends. They never have been, never will be. What the unaliving of Charlie Kirk proved is that these milk bone people is hypocrites. They will say one thing in your face and do the opposite behind your back. They will condemn you for not being empathetic, but during all this time of black and brown people being unalived, when have they been empathetic as a whole? When have they been empathetic in mass? They have created challenges, the George Floyd challenge, the Trayvon Martin challenge, where they mock the unaliving of these individuals. But yet, when one of theirs goes, and we aren't empathetic, and we aren't sitting up here on our knees, oh my God, Mr. Charlie done been unalived, oh my God, this is a tragedy. When we don't do that in mass, now they start acting like crybabies. They start acting like little children. What you all need to take with you, with everything that's going on, be nicer to each other, be more respectful. It's just that simple. If you can't do that, then you on the other side. You're just as bad as the Klan members. If you feel like we should take the guns off the streets, understand that the reason why they're not going to take the legal guns off the streets is because there's no possible way for them to take the illegal ones off the streets. They've already been trying that. If bad people have guns, good people need to have guns. I know that's a unpopular opinion right now, but understand that even if they closed all the legal gun stores, even if they took all the legal guns out the streets, you'd be punishing good people for what bad people are doing. And the bad people are just going to go get the same guns illegally, and we ain't gonna have nothing as good people. Wherever you are, whatever city you are in, build a group, train together, become sufficient in your training, train your neighborhood, train your family, train your friends, expand. If all of you do that nationwide, you will have your army. You will have that defense system, that infrastructure system that you keep talking about. It is completely up to you.
I want to talk about systemic violence in regards to police in Black America. I want to preface what I have to say by saying that my deep felt personal belief is that color, the way that light reflects off of pigment, should not be determining our judgments about people. The system is creating violence against Black America and against police. The system is creating it. Here's what I mean. George Floyd, a man who allegedly had a counterfeit $20 bill, which is maybe a third of what a parking ticket is, surrendered, was subdued by multiple officers, and murdered in broad daylight over the course of minutes. without police stopping. Yet were it not for that video of it, and the country essentially burning itself to the ground in protest, he would not have gotten justice. The police would not have been held accountable, nor admitted their wrongdoing. Which means that if you are a Black American, you know you can be killed if you surrender to police, regardless if you're innocent, regardless if your hands are up, regardless if you're handcuffed, regardless if you're in the police station. I can't imagine that fear. I mean, I can try to imagine it, but there's no way for me with white skin to apply what I imagine to my daily life, to imagine walking to the store, driving for a smoothie, knowing that if I see sirens, I could be murdered in the next few minutes and nothing will be done. I don't think it's possible for me to imagine, because it would require me imagining it all the time. But I can imagine that if that were true, that if I knew I could be murdered and nothing would be done, that I probably wouldn't want to surrender easily over nothing. I would run, and I would tell my kids to run. I would say, do whatever it takes to stay alive, because you cannot trust them. And I'll be clear, I am not saying that you can't trust some police. Uniform color is like skin color. There are plenty of people who are good people who are cops, and there are plenty of people who are not. But the system is protecting them all equally. I would tell my child, I would tell myself, run to be safe. And if I lived in a place like Ohio with an open carry law and I legally had the gun, what would I do? Knowing that if police shot me, they could say, well, he had a gun. The same police who would lie about murdering me could very easily lie about where the gun was pointed. That should be obvious. It has been proven that police falsify reports about some of these deaths to try to cover themselves. Certainly, they could say, well, that gun was pointed my way. That's impossible to know for certain. So now I know if I surrender, I could be killed. I know if I legally have a gun, I could certainly be killed. What does that leave me with, option-wise? The system is creating violence. If you take away skin color, we would all be enraged that state-sponsored killing is taking place. Those are the facts. If you're white and they make you uncomfortable, you're not uncomfortable enough. They need to make you mad. They need to make you want to make it right. They need to make you feel that you too are an American citizen and you will stand up for your fellow citizens. That is what America should be.
This is Alaga from this video, and shout out to this man. And I am going to say something. Shout out to the person that covered the first video and everyone that spoke on this video. You know, something that I have learned so far is that white women cause so much problems. Unfortunately, this is sad, but it's true. The fact that as somebody will look you dead in the eyes, you didn't do anything to the person just because you are uncomfortable, that I do not look like you. We did not exchange any words. I did not say anything to you. I did not do anything to you. And you call the cops on me. And the cops, being the slave patrol they are, decided to whisk me away or probably handcuff me for no reason. Tells you how the system is working the way it is designed. Because if it were people that knew their job, they would have asked, why did you call us? What did he do? On what grounds are you calling us? Or on what ground are you reporting this young man to us? You know, I had to cut one of the videos because I wanted to extend more police violence towards people that look like me. But I had to cut it off because YouTube may not allow it. I don't think this is new because this is something Black people have been screaming for decades. And people that were not, or people that do not know Black people, do not understand because we did not say it, because we never knew that people could be. We know somehow, but we never knew that, just because of you or your skin tone, that you might not even make it home or make it to where you are going to. That is how bad it is. Let me tell us something. You see, this system that we are talking about dismantling, one thing I know for sure is that my people have been working so hard to dismantle it, and it is a system that they absolutely want to be dismantled. But some people the system will not be dismantled because that system gives them the hierarchy or the power to do whatever they want. Sometimes when I talk about incarceration in Black community and all that, I weep. Why? Because I have said it several times here that the videos that I see most times, exoneration and all that, and people that did not do anything that were incarcerated for decades, some 20, some 40, that did not do anything. Why? Because one person reported this person, or the person got uncomfortable, or because the person is scared, and then got you reported, and that is the end. And there is so many of them that I saw that the woman is actually old and decided to confess that the man did not do anything to her. And she locked the man up for how many decades? So, in the end of the whole thing, this man was seated quietly in the train, and somebody that is supposed to be drive. If you think you do not want to see people that doesn't look like you in a train and all that, you should have been flying your private jet or your helicopter, or better still, buy yourself Rolls Royce, or buy yourself G-Wagon, buy whatever you want to buy that is latest, or even buy your wheelbarrow and drive it to wherever you are going, instead of inconveniencing people. Because what she gave that man was inconvenient, and then ended up with the cops on the young man. Why? Because he's a Black man. If that was a man, I am sure it wouldn't have happened, because she is pleased with the skin tone. That is how bad it has gotten. Bye for now.